Jerry, I can't hear you.
No, we can't hear you, Jerry.
I can hear you now.
No, I still don't hear him.
Well, nope, I don't hear you, Jerry. I thought that was you.
Speak. Hello. Test, test, test. Test, test, test.
Good to go, buddy.
Awesome.
There you go.
Okay, so
There you go.
NQ starting to make new highs here, guys. If we look at the 30 seconds left. Anyway, we're starting to come right back up. There's a major resistance level around 12,606. We can come back up to retest this 12,709 and 942. It also found support on this pivot down here, right here on the weekly. So expand the range, trying to push back up. Right off the bat here, it's going to be long if we can break the high 12,518. If it breaks the low, we can come right back down to the lower pivot, 12,381. ES, same thing. It's already at the pivot here. If it breaks that, we can push back up. Of course, it's touching the weekly. It's still got room to 41.29 on ES, which means SPY. Anyway, if ES can break this consolidation here, we can see it push up right here at the open as well. So keeping on that. That means Tesla and stuff too. Upstart had earning. I think it's absolutely just died this morning. Woo. NQ's long right now, guys. NQ's long right this second. Ain't gonna stop here. To measure move up, we're gonna target 12,624 here. Test is long right now as well. Oh shit. NQ's long again right here. I've moved it over to my other laptop. It'll be long again when it breaks the morning high. If it breaks pre-market high, if it breaks the day's high, it'll be long again instantly. Again, it can come right back up to say 12,590. That's gonna be long over high day. It'll start starting to pick back up just a hair. Edge is ripping here. Maria, Maria. Amazon's testing pivot 15. Let's see if it rejects off that. Continue to push up. I was starting to come back down. Facebook's trying to fill that gap. PayPal's rejecting. Crowds popped up there, starting to push back down here. NQ breaks this consolidation here. The downside, it'll be short. It's going to go short under 12,477. Could come back down to 13 or 381. So I need to break this little pivot here, or the consolidation to the downside. Tesla's trying to come back down. Let's see if it goes correct, solid around, and that'll be short. NQ is short right here. Woo. Short again. Short again. Short again. We can see 381 here. Short again. Short again. There's support right here on top of this wick. A huge candle. It's short right this second, guys. We can come down to 50% of this big candle right here on the 60. So 12,406 if it wants to. Tesla's short. I missed it playing around. The weight on it. Next time NQs go under, it's going to be short under this candle here. That's going to be under 421. Right now, it's bouncing on the 15. It could start to push back up here. Right, I have a medium here. There's this big candle right here on the 60. Right there is it fell to make a new high on the 30-minute though. Let's watch it. Let's see which one's stronger. So that 15-minute push it right back up. Anytime it breaks the high of this wick here at 55, it can come straight back up to 624. And Tesla will be short on a lower day. $9.38. Crash short. Some break retest downside. First part is going to be pivot 15. I can't believe Upstart's still up. Now, right now, we got our two levels on NQ. It's going to be long over high day or short on a lower day. So right here, long over the top, short in this pivot here. Now, target will be this low and then pivot. We're right in the middle. So there's a day's range. Right down in the center of it. See who takes control here. See right here on the 4 hour, 12504, there is a resistance there. Remember, the best trades come back through large candles. Right here, we're coming back through garbage. So it becomes choppy on the way back up. Higher time frame, still big sell off. There is support right here. If we break this support on a weekly, we can come down and see 11,006. Good short here. Yeah. Short again. $8. Make sure you're taking profits, guys. Short again when this candle goes solid red. Short again here. Come on, Tesla. Come on, Tesla. NQ breaks down here, be short again. Target be 12,381. It did take out the low, so it's making a lower low, lower high. Come on there. If it breaks a 15, we can see 81 and 993. That's a big green candle right there. Facebook short. If snow breaks yesterday's low, it'll be short. There we go. Short again. Short again. We're breaking a pivot 15 here. So we'll see 384. Should. Short again. Right now, I'm seeing if it comes back and retest this wick here on the 5 minute. Short again. Take profits. All I'm doing is rocking it back and forth. I'm seeing if it comes back to retest this level here. Every time it pulls to the downside, I re-enter short. Short again. Take profits. This is the support level. If we break that, we can come down to here pretty quickly. There's target met. Want a big sell-off. Short again. Facebook's almost a gap fill. Take some profits. Short again. Take some profits. We can come back down to 12,993 here, guys. This is coming on down. Netflix is now short. Target 50% gap fill, then gap fill. Short again. Short again. It's $5, $5, $5. Big sell off here, guys. Facebook filled gap. Short again. Five short for gap fill as well. If you're not playing futures, you can buy SPY or QQQ. Short again here. 10 points. Short again. That was quick. Pull back the downside here. Come back to a large candle. It's that big candle on the 60. $5. Short again. Upstart. I can't believe Upstart. Roku is now short right this second. Woo, give me my money in Q. It's coming on down. I can see 12,993 short again here. This is almost a gap fill. Baba's gap fill. Short again here. Give me my damn money. If you look at the 60, we're coming down a huge red or green candle. Right now we're a little exhausted. We're at the bottom of that green candle on the 60, guys. It failed to come up and make a new high here. We're rolling back over. First target be if we break this pivot right here on the 30, which would be pivot 15 at 12,293. If it takes the low of this candle here, we'll see it come back down. This is pretty much a gap fill. So right now we're waiting on MQ to break this low. It needs to take out 12,336. The pivot's a magnet, so it can come right back up to retest it before selling back off. Anytime it takes a low, I'll be short. Right now, it looks like this. It can come back up to retest the pivot though. Regardless, anytime it takes a low out of short, there is support over here now. Right here is clean price action. Then we get to support. Let me clear this out. This is clean through here. This is clean through here. This little bit here is clean. There's support. Support on the bottom side of this consolidation. It's pretty clean through here. Not ideal, but it's clean. ES is super clean coming down through here. ES is coming down solid 10. I still got it running. NQ picking up. It's touching the pivot. Now it's clean price action come back up to the top now too. Right now this candle's inside. It needs to take out prior high. So it's got to take out this level here or the low. This is one huge red candle. So this is super clean come back through here. This candle blocks out everything behind it. One big red candle. We had a big sell off. This could be a retest the downside here. We want confirmation. We want it to clear this candle right here. Taking long. Taking profits. Your safer centuries over the top of this candle here. Right. For the low. The previous one. Amazon starting to push back up here too. Taking long here, see if we can get a break. This could just be a pullback to the downside. So. Long. We can go right back to high day, guys. $10 points, 12 points, 15 points there. 50% a candle. Now this wick right here could act as a support level or resistance right there. It can go back to high day if it wants to. Take it long here. $50% retrace. Amazon coming up pretty fast. The video's coming up pretty fast. It came down. This is roughly 50% retracement. We need to watch. It needs to take the high out. We come back up to this level here. Or this is a pullback to the downside here and we come back to the low. See if it holds. Let's see if it'll hold. Support. I'm along over this candle here. At that point, we'll target body and break it down to 50% here. Wick. Take some profits. Long. Take some profits. Long. Boy, NVIDIA came back up to high day already. The video takes high day to be long. Target will be pivot 15, which is around 180. Need my money. There we go. Play with me. On again. We're going back up to high day, it looks like. Maybe. Let's see. A lot of stuff trying to take high day here. Netflix completely reverse will come back up. BA's trying to take high day.
AMD trying to take high day too.
Woo! Love it. Target is high day on that thing. The video trying to go out as well, which means MQ is going to follow suit. There's $15 on blink. All right, let's see if it pulls back and keeps moving. That's the thing when you're looking at these flex grids. I can see a simultaneous break. There's always going to be one that leads. The rest will follow suit, and you can, if you're watching that, you can see direction. So we know the rest are going back to high day. Now there's a chance it stops before it gets there. Come on, come on. Upstart's trying to break down now. Now UPST breaks low a day, it will be short as well. Give my damn money, don't play with me. All right, NQ will be long or just high. It's a pullback here. Let's see if it holds. Now right there, prior support in this area here. Starts from here, it's gonna be long or to high. Next target will be here. This is one big candle here. Get this out. Always want to keep an eye on the higher time frames. Starting really doji on a 4 hour. We're going right back to the middle range. Downtrend, there's expansion, there's a bounce off of support here, a prior pivot on the weekly. Made a new low here, lower high currently. Again, it can back to 12,709. There is a major resistance though on the 4 hour still. And watch it. Go long here. Make big moves here. Give my damn money. Quit playing with me. Long. Give me my money. Long again. Ah, damn. There's $15 in a second. Going right back up to the top of resistance there. We can't go back up to high day. Long again. $5. We're sitting on top of resistance here now. Gotta be careful with it. There's major rejection up on top of that wick on the 5 minute. Long. Take some profits. The A+ setup right here. Long. Back up the high. Do my $8. When they pull back like that, we know they're in an uptrend. What I'll do is it comes up as it pulls back there and it starts to rock back up. I'll buy it back down here and take it back to the high. Now, I don't care if it comes back up the high, you know. This move back here can be a $15 move or a pullback. I don't need it all, just a little bit. Up on top, major resistance. This entire level up here is resistance. This range right here. So price can do whatever it wants in this range right here. It's rejected before, it could do it again. So you gotta be careful with it. This is the A+ setup right here on the 5 minute. There's your higher low. It breaks consolidation here. It breaks it, retests it, and then comes right back up. It's a solid red candle here. And a pull back there is pretty deep. As it pushes back up. Let me long again, we're high here. Tesla came right back up. Amazon coming up. Long again here. NVIDIA broke out, pushing a hit target there, pivot 15. AMD broke high day. Walmart's dying. Netflix coming on up. Target's gonna be high day, of course. Upstart's short under 33.05. Give me my damn money. Gonna break retest to the top side here. On again. Give me my money. On again. Rock it back and forth. On again. Rock it back and forth. It's a major resistance level right there. If it breaks that, we push on up. We can come back up to see the 4 hour, the pivots. Especially if it breaks this pivot on a 30. It takes us up to 12,624. NVIDIA's back to high day. NVIDIA's still pushing up here. There's a gap fill up above on the 60. Facebook pushing up right back at high day. Facebook breaks the gap right above it as well. It breaks consolidation here in a second on the 15. Netflix hit high day. I got a watch on NQ. The last time it came up on the 30, it failed to make a new high here. To do it again. We know if it comes up, it fails to make a new high, automatically makes it bearish. Damn.
On that presentation.
Thank you. Anyway, it came up here last time, failed to make a new high. It made it bearish immediately. It did pull back quite a bit before turning around and coming right back up. We need to watch it. Rejected there before, it could do it again. There is resistance here. All right. Now look here, it's a green candle, huge green candle. It came down. We got a big red candle coming up, and if it decides to roll back over here, we can come back down just as fast. So right up here, we wait and see what happens. It really needs to take out this high at 12,555. All right, so we wait. That's an important level. Rejection. Now, when it pulls back like that, the first level, it should hold that. If it's going to continue to go higher, it's 12,464. You'll watch it. So right now, we're looking to see if it bounces off a support level here. A lot of stuff starting to pull back across the market. Right here's support here. This next candle here, the current candle opened up inside. It's not a problem yet. If it breaks this candle here, we'll target support, but 50% of it. So we'll wait. And we really don't touch it until it breaks 547. That's the safest entry, the top side. Now, current candle still bullish until it breaks the low. It's a neutral candle. It's neither it's a lower high. If it takes out prior candle's low, it's a lower low. It's sort of a downtrend here. Go ahead and take a short. Give me my damn money. Short again. We're going to target 50%. God damn, there's $10. Well, it just went right to target. So now we wait because it could be a deeper pullback to the top side. Now we wait. All right, see how it's bouncing off that level? Shit, that was quick. If you want to be able to hear this ninja trade, I'll turn volume up on it. Well, no one I'm buying. We wait. Now, if it breaks the low of this candle here, we'll target the next level of support. This wick here, we'll break it down to 50%. Now, sometimes they just move so fast, you just you make a lot. Anyway, if it breaks this high here, if you're going to be aggressive this long, the target will be this high, but you're going to break it down to 50% as well. Now, 2 times it's came up and failed to make a new high. So it's bearish on the higher time frames. Right? There's a second time right here. It's a double top, but it's failed to come up. All right? It looks like that. It's going to be technical. It's wedging, pulling. Short here. Profits. Short again. Get some profits. Short again. See what we go with. It's 50% of candle. It wants you to come on down to the low of that candle. Give me my money. Short it in here, just rolling it back and forth, see if it'll come back down. See if it'll come back down low. I just want to see it touch the low or get close to it here. Hope it breaks the low and continues on down to here. Again, this could just be a pullback to the top side. We don't know just yet. Resistance. Amazon coming way back down. Walmart's gonna be short on the low, and I tell you what, Walmart's made a higher low. Probably gonna go yesterday, but failed. All right, there's rejection. Right here's a support resistance. We need to see how it reacts to this level here. This candle, the current candle, inside it's neutral. It's basically doing this. It's got to take either the low out or the high. Takes a high out, it makes a higher low, or a higher high and a higher low. It takes a low out, it makes a lower high and a lower low for downtrend. All this is consolidation. Pick a direction. Major resistance up on top. It's 2 times it's wicked up here. Major selling pressure up here. Right here. So it'll take a lot to break through this level. If it does, it'll be significant. If it takes this wick out, it'll make a huge pop up here. Facebook just took high day. It broke consolidation too on the 15. It took gap there. Give me my money. Short one. Two minutes left on candle. Major resistance right there. If it breaks that, it can pop up. Made a new high there. The video's gonna be long over high day. There is a gap fill up above on the 60. Facebook's long. Amazon's starting to pick back up. Some more. Back in consolidation, just coiling here. Let's take a look at this.
Yeah, let's take a look at it.
Just look at it. Just look at it, Theo. Just look at it. Colon currently. Symmetrical triangle. Right in the middle of range. Came up, to make a new high so far, so it's bearish. If it breaks out one side or the other, it's coil. You can take it early. If it breaks this wick right here, it'll be short. Target will be this wick here. This is a solid green candle, so it can come right back down to the base of it. If you want to be aggressive, you can take it when it breaks the top of this candle here. The target would be the wick, 50% of it. Everything's in a consolidation, just a chop right now. And it's getting close to 10:32. Walmart still coming down. Right in the middle. If you're a new trader, your safest trades come outside of range, so 12.547 or the low. Your safest entry downside is going to be under 430. Short right now. Woo! That's $15. Short again. Break it to the downside here. Target be 430 or that wick. If it breaks that wick, this is one solid green candle here. We come back down to 350 if it wants. Let me see. Aha. Yeah, that's how you do it right there. Short again. Break this wick right here, it's going to push down. If it wants to come on down, next target will be 403. There we go. Short. Rocking it back and forth. $5. It's coming back to a large candle here, making lower highs, lower lows now on the 5-minute. It could come down to 403, which is a support level. Short again here. Pull it back up. Now when it pulls back up, what I'm doing is looking for resistance. I want to see if it comes back up to test. I want to see where it's holding at. If you want to enter, say just entries under low of this candle here, we're going to target this support level about 50% of that range. Yeah. Facebook's rejected. Two levels of resistance here, one here. Each individual wick. This is the strongest. The more touches, the stronger level. If it breaks this level here, it can come right back up to resistance. Get in my mind. Sure. Your safest entry is going to be on this low. It's a break retest currently. The downside is short under this wick here. Target will be support. You break it down to 50%. Short. You get flush here. Short. Woo. Short. We can come down to support level here. Short. Oh, shit. I like it when they pull back forth like that. There's 50%. Next target's going to be this level here. And it's pretty much there. Short. Just coming back down. Going back down a solid green candle. So this is the A plus setup back to the downside here. Short again. $5. Here's target. Short again. It can come right back down. Now this is a support level here. We're still back in the middle of range here. So all this is consolidation. Okay. Seeing how far it comes back up. There's resistance right there once it come back up. At 1 minute candle left. Gonna open inside. Hopefully it comes down, takes out the low here. We continue on down. This is one big green candle. There's your lower highs. Here's consolidation. All right. The best trades under these wicks right here. Breaks retest. Next target. 50% of green candle. Bodies no wicks. I might close this one out here. Let's see what she knows.
Jerry?
Yeah.
So MNQ is the micro of the NQ that you play?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and close out. Yeah. So M and Q is the same thing. That the charts look exactly the same. They look exactly the same. MQ micros. MES. Mike. Echo Sierra. Micro spy. Futures. Short again here. BA is gonna be short under 135.50. Let's start to pick up just a hair here. Wait, everything's right back to range. It's come back through a chop. Wait. Novak's trying to fill a gap. Looks like I had earnings yesterday. Damn one. Short. We can break this wick. Your safest entry is under the low of this wick right here. Short in. Didn't feel that. Pops through there. Your safest entry is under this wick. Target will be here. 50% of this big candle. Open. Flush. Still making lower highs here. It's micro consolidation. It's a smash return downside. So flat bottom break. There you go. Short. Short. Right back down to the low here. Data. Wants to short again. It wants to break out here. Oh, damn. A lot of support right there. So here's what I'm doing. This thing's making lower highs and lower lows. Right here is a flat bottom as support. It's rejected 3 different times. Every time this thing pulls back here and pushes, I'll buy it right here. And aim toward the bottom. Short it here. I'm looking for a break. If it breaks through here, we'll see a big flush. There we go, just like it right there. Short. Short. We can get 50% of this candle now. All right, we can see 50% of this candle. No money. Short. Take your money along the way. There's 50%. It will react to it. Short again. Rock it back and forth. Short again. Didn't feel. Short again. $5. Short again. $3. Come back to a large candle. Make the best trades. The big pullback, short it. $5. Short again. $3. Remember, the large candles make the best trades. Let me take a break and show you what we're doing here. Right here's a flat bottom break. It kept attacking. It finally broke through it. Target bid 50% on that candle right there, and then of course the body. These are support levels. This entire area is a support. If it breaks current candles low, it'll be short again here. Short it. Now, what I like to do is, I know they're coming down, and it starts to kick back. As soon as it starts to come back down, I'll buy it here and aim for the low. Take some money off the table. So I'm doing this. When it pulls back, it gives me a better feel. In a downtrend, I know it's going to come back down and make a new low. Short. Take some profits on it. So this is one big green candle here. All right, so let's do it like this. The best trades come back to these large candles. So right off the bat here, we have a big red candle. All right, right here's a big red candle now. All right, this is making one big red candle. This is a big green candle. So look, big red candle. It consolidated here and popped back up, making a big green candle. Price consolidated here, making a new low. All right, broke consolidation to the downside. It came back to retest. There's target right there. Short again here. Take profits on it. So see, let me get rid of this garbage here. So here's what happened. Price came up. Consolidation came up, fell to make a new high. Immediately rolled back over. This right here is one big green candle as well. It's basically doing this on a higher time frame. Short again. Didn't feel me. That's the profits. The next target would be lower left here. I'll show you in a second. We can come back down to 12,300 here. Let's short it. Take some profits. We can come down to this level right here. All right, and then pivot. So when this thing comes down, I'm looking to see if it retests, if this pivot acts as a resistance level. If it pulls up, rejects immediately, I'll short it immediately. Now I gotta be careful too, because it could be expansion of range as well. All right, price likes to expand, only to come back up. Now this is the red candle here, huge one. So if it decides to come back up, consolidate starts to come back up, it can come back up just as fast as it went down. All right, we saw it 3 different times. Short here. It can happen. I'm gonna close this one out. So I got stopped out of that one. right here, came up, failed to make a new high, big red candle, consolidation, breaks retest, comes right back up. All right, failed to make a new high here. It consolidates, it breaks down. There's another consolidation as it still made lower highs. It breaks down again. It comes right back down to pivot. All right. Now this is a big ass red candle here, and that candle actually goes from pivot to pivot. If it starts to consolidate, all right, and make higher highs and higher lows, we can come back up this just as fast as we went down. Now it gets choppy in here. All right, so it's clean from here to here. It's clean again from here to here. All right, so your best trades come from these large candles. So when it broke this wick here, it was clean. When it broke this wick here, it was clean. This big wick here tells you there's a lot of buying pressure down here. Now, if we zoom out and look on the 15, we can see these lower highs. Holy shit, I can tell this in spy. Short here. Let me see. Up 18%, 19% now. $6 on that. Now I want to be careful. So what I'm doing is I'm playing a pullback to the downside on the 15 here, but that's a major wick. We know there's a major support there, so it's going to take a lot of strength to push through there. If we break there, targets here and then individual wicks. The next significant level is when it breaks this pivot here. Hopefully it breaks it, takes on down. The target would be the next pivot. Now, when this thing pulls back, we can short it. You really want to be out before it gets to the low. The reason being, the last time it broke this low or came down, it rejected. That wick tells you where hidden level support is. This is short right here, guys. Amazon short. The whole market's rolling back over. Craziest damn thing you've ever saw in your life. Short again here. It's insane. So if it wants to, we can come back down at 12,293. Take some profits on the table. Off the table. Short again. Somebody's asking earlier this morning, how long do I usually hold? Well, when I'm scalping in the morning, it's not that long. After 12, 1 o'clock, I'll hold a little bit longer. I might hold 10 minutes. I might hold 15. The reason being, the volume slows down. The moves become a little bit smoother. Woo! My money. Come down to 12,300 here. Short it. All I'm doing is I'm watching it spike pull back. When I see it pull back and then start to come back down, I'll short it. I don't want to catch the bottom necessarily. I do, but I don't. Short. Take some profits. Coming down the pivot. Short. See it pulling back here. Short. It's in trouble. Volume's picking up too, guys. So. There's target right there. Now we're at target. We got to watch because again, there's this thing. It expands. All right, it expands the range and come right back up. Volume is picking up on the 15-minute. The whole market's rolling back over. We're breaking pivot on the 15, 30, and taking the 60 down. Crazy. All right, same thing on the 15 here. I want to see if this level here acts as a resistance level. So if it pulls back, I want to see it retest it before selling back off. It can do it in one candle. I mean, this thing's moving a shit ton of points in just a few seconds. It's crazy. Yeah, crazy, man. We're breaking major consolidation on the 60, guys. I mean, it's not good. Whew. It's coming down a huge green candle on the 60 right now. Sure. A massive candle. It's the A+ setup now on the 4-hour daily. So let's do this. Let's expand out. We're looking at one great big candle here on the 60. I'll show it to you right here on the 4-hour. All right, here's a consolidation. It's breaking it right this second. Here's that big green candle. Maybe your best trades come through these large candles. We'll target 50%. The open and the low. And then it can come right back down. So look, guys, this could be a pullback here to the downside, which would not be good. Would not be good. So I tell you what, if we take out this wick right here, 207, and it's already done it. But if we come back through there, we can come back down and see 10,656. Now right here, they love to come back up and retest this pivot. So let's watch it here. It can come back up to 336 on a 5-minute. So long. Maximize this. Sometimes they like to break and come right back up to retest this pivot before selling back off. All right, so if it goes solid green here, it'll be long. We'll target 50%. And more specifically, this wick right here. I jumped the gun, so I may have to close out on this. So let's see what that is. Let's clear this out. I'll target this wick right here. That wick, the low of it is 12,319. Support at 5. See where we go. Yeah. Clockwork, boys and girls. There's $10. All right, now I'm going to wait. All right, I don't sell it when it touches target. I sell it when it gets close. Okay, that's also resistance and target. It's also 50% a candle. Right off the base here, see that huge rejection. Also, we just moved from here to here. Right, it needs a rest, and the higher time frame is going to take profits on it. That is target here. All right, and then pivot. But I'm not greedy. Now, if it breaks the high of this candle, it'll be long. We'll target pivot. All right, so right there was target. If it breaks the low, to be short. If you want to be a safe trader, we'll take it to major trend. If it breaks the high of this candle here, it'll be long. We'll target pivot. You want to take it before it gets close. Right now, we're back in range. You got to wait. Shop's absolutely dying. Amazon's dying. VIX coming back up. Da, 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 da. Wait for it, girls. Again, if it breaks the high of this candle here to be long, we'll target the wick or the pivot. I'm sorry. You want to be out before it gets close, because here's what can happen. Price comes down. There's a first pullback to the top side, currently inside. If it breaks previous candle's high there, it makes a higher high, continues the uptrend. It can get close to this pivot before pushing back down. All right. So right here, support. Over here can become resistance. Your safest trades come outside this range, so it'll be long over this low. I'm sorry, short, long over that high of the target being the pivot. Now again, this is one big ass red candle here. So if price decides to start ticking back up here, it can come back up just as fast. So big red candle. This is a big green candle. Big red candle down. Big green candle up. Big red candle down. Maybe long here. A little bit aggressive with it. Give me my money. Go find me. Don't play with me. A lot of buying pressure. We know that because of the wicks. The wicks are on the bottom and they're large. At any time it takes the low, it will be short though. Anytime it takes this low out, it will be short. The overall trend's down. Short. Damn. It's $10. The video short, I target back to lower day. So crazy versus, you can't swing this shit. You can't do it. You can't do it. Snow's still dying here, guys. It's below IPO. Airbnb, same way. Short here. Be a little aggressive with it. You take that low out. All right, let's redraw this here. The new resistance levels. Right here, this level here should act as resistance. All right. If you're gonna be safe, you'll wait till it breaks the low. All right, your safest trade. Give me my money. Again. Woo. Again. It's looking right. If it breaks the low, it'll be a flush. It's a flush down here. Now target will be pivot 15, which is around 253. I'm starting went short, guys. Bob is short, right? Say. Damn, snow's already at 10%. Spray, see if you can't catch it. Roku still coming down. Crowd's gonna be short under 141.57. It breaks consolidation, major consolidation on 60 downside. Roku short right this second. Oh my God. So we get a big flush here. There we go. Short. Short. And then one. Short. Sure. Sure. Coming down, boys and girls. The break retest off 15-minute downside. And she's coming down in large candles on 60. There is support right there. Let's see if it breaks that support for the next flush. Need my money. Need my money. Woo, shit. Dang. What about that flush, boys and girls? It's not stopping. It's not stopping. That's one hell of a flush. Didn't feel. It's crazy. Sometimes you'll be up, as soon as you click the button, you'll be up 4 or 5 points. If you buy, sell, or sell bid. Novak's still trying to fill that gap. I caught that big spread on Tesla. I mean, snow. SPY still going. Short here back to the low.
Jerry, can you go back to the grid for us?
What do you mean?
It's just the 4 charts with the larger time
Oh,
frame.
yeah. Gonna be short on a low. Take some profits. All right, on that 60, guys, we're coming down a large candle. This damn thing can drop down to first target 156. Short right now. Make sure you're taking profits along the way. Don't be greedy. Take profits all along the way. It's a break retest on the 15 downside. Super clean price action here. When it pulls back and starts to work back down, I buy and I aim for the bottom and hopefully it pushes. Volume is picking back up as we sell off here. It's just not stopping. There's 10 points just on that pullback here. It's getting to a point where it's gonna need to rest here in a second. Maybe. Damn, it's just not gonna stop. The whole market's dying, guys. Tesla's just dying. Amazon is dying. I'm telling you what, I've never seen the market drop so fast. I've not seen it. It's insane. I've not seen it before. It's insane. Not this fast. Facebook, Baba, Amazon, Shop, Google, Nvidia, Tesla, you name it, man. It's gone. Up 65%. 5 puts. Sure. It's insane. Here's profit taking. Be careful. All right, when this thing comes back up, I'm looking for it to bounce off resistance. This right here is the strongest resistance level is here. All right, I want to see how it reacts to it. If it comes up and it starts to bounce off that level, I'll buy puts or I'll short it right here at the top and aim for the base. All right, aim for the low. So just to pull back down, so short it, take it right back to the low. Money. You know, look like Jerry Cat. P&L's pretty good today. We're sitting right at 28,000. I try not to look at it that much. I know as long as my win rate's higher than the loss, and I keep the losses to a minimum, I'm making money. Cancel that order. Still just one trade down, 8 points right now. Starts to go back in solid green, I'll cancel. Well, there's a pullback here to Dan's side. Yeah. It's gonna be short when it breaks, when it goes solid red on this current candle. I like using a limit order when I can, because it'll fill. It's a lot quicker than I can ever be with pushing a button. Short. We get a flush on here. I love seeing green. Short again here. I'm gonna close this one out. I can expand the range and come back up to take out the outside of this candle here. All right. After that big sell off, it's going to consolidate just a little bit. Wait on and break the low. It is after 10:30, so you got to be super careful. If it looks funny, cut it. Sometimes if it looks funny, I'll cut it where you get close to my next loss. There I'm not trading today. It's there you go. Nice job. Good job, Leslie. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. That's a good birthday surprise, ain't it? Today's a great day. Great day. The key is we're trading. Not everyone's going to be a winning trade, guys, but the main thing is you got to minimize loss. If you know, one winner should wipe out a couple losses. Now, when I'm scalping, it's kind of skewed. It is kind of skewed because the max loss is 10 points, but I very often take 4 or 5 points. You know, sometimes I'm getting 15, 20. So it's kind of skewed, but the win rate's a lot more than the loss. If it was a 50-50 win rate, yeah, it would never work. It would just never work. You couldn't do it. When you're trading options, of course, you have to sit through pullbacks in order to get the larger moves. On those, you definitely want to. I like to have at least a 5-1, if not higher. 61 loss to one. And that way, one win wipes out several losses. We're touching resistance right here again on the 5-minute. I'm looking to see if there's any kind of wicking going on. It shows me there's rejection or settling going on. If it does, I'll take it right back down to low. Right. And right now it's an outside candle that took out the low and the high, so it's kind of it's a bullish but neutral candle at the same time. It could go either way. It could go either way. Good for you. Proud of you. You trading futures, Leslie?
No, I haven't started messing with futures yet. I've just been trading Amazon this whole month.
Oh yeah, Amazon's a beast today, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Amazon's had some really clean moves today. Had that big reverse at open. It pushed up. It touched the pivot, rejected off of it. Big sell off, came back up. Almost to open. consolidated, came right back down to lower day, and then it continued to sell off and consolidate. Crazy. Super clean move. That's big candles though. They're mine. They're mine.
I did want to verify. You always say that if you get two candles that are higher highs or lower lows to signify direction of change. But if there's a pivot in the way, that takes priority, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then also if there's a solid red candle or solid green candle that it just went past, that also takes priority.
You have a time. I'll look at it. The
So like,
power,
for
the
example, right
pivot
now
always.
on
Mhm.
Amazon, it basically has a solid red candle to the left. And it
Oh
just,
yeah, it's inside that candle right now.
yeah. So after that first 5 minute, once it crossed that pivot and that first 5 minute after that red candle, it's long. Now I don't have to wait for another second.
That's right. It goes long instantly.
Okay.
And also, when you're watching, when it goes long and it happens to pull back that first time it pulls back, look at it, pay attention to it, make sure that when it crosses that first 5, it becomes a resistance level at that point.
So like right now, it not only did it close above the pivot, but this next candle, it bounced off that 5 minute.
Yeah. Let me pull it up so people can see it.
So it would be long once it goes over the high of that previous candle.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a beautiful red candle there. But the thing is, that's a little bit more of aggressive entry
And
because
also
there
that's
is a
not in full
resistance
time frame
level.
continuity, so it wouldn't be ideal.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't care too much about the continuity thing.
Okay.
But of course, that's where your best trades will be at. But I like Confluence because it gives me a larger move. Now, right now it's rejecting, so it broke the pivot on the 5 minutes, acting as a resistance or support level currently. So as soon as it breaks the high of this green candle at 2160, we'll say 70, it'll be long. Now you want to look up and left to see any kind of resistance levels. There's a pretty strong one right here. If you look at the 5 minute, see that pivot comes across there. Even though it's yesterday, it's still relevant. There's a lot of touches there. So the more touch the little has, the stronger it is. Overall downtrend, and then the market's trending down. So you want to keep that up. A lot of times, when it pushes back up, you just want to look. But another thing is, we've had some massive moves today. Upside, downside, upside, downside. I mean, these things are exhausting. Now, time plays a factor in it too. We're after 10:30, so a lot of dirty shit happens. And you lose volume and momentum. So even though this thing can push back up the top side, I would be careful just because it's after 10:30. Now, if I was going to trade it, I'd much rather take it when it takes a low day back down to the downside. But it could, if it happens in the morning, say this setup happens exactly in the morning time, I wouldn't hesitate to take it right back to the top. But you look at it, Amazon, it is in trouble.
Yeah, I saw the next, it broke yesterday's low, but the next target wasn't until 2038, but it's moved so much today. I was like, maybe it won't do it till tomorrow.
And hell, the monthly target's 1932. That's crazy. That's that A+ setup right here on the month.
When is Amazon stock split happening?
Oh man, I don't have a clue.
So they're doing a 20-for-1. So is that going to be? It's going to be a $50 stock. If it gets I'm thinking it gets to 1600 and stuff like, or $80 stock basically, right?
Oh yeah. Now here's the year, and that's the A+ setup there. Lower high, it breaks consolidation, come back to a large candle. So it's already hit the 50% target and then open low. This is one solid green candle here. So if it takes the low out, we can come back down to $400, $200. Insane. So your best trades would be, of course, with a larger trend. But it's not to say you can't play when a ticker. Well, there's green days and downtrend, right? Because it's just a higher participation group taking profits is all it is. But you can play it either way. That's the thing about it. If you held it stock splits, it ain't gonna be worth nothing.
They split June 6th is what Google's saying right now. So maybe they'll take it down to 2,000 and split it, make it $100 stock.
A lot of stocks are having it rough. I'm gonna short here. Gonna aim back to low a day here on NQ. It's a mess. Tell you that. And NQ can still come down to C 156, 145. Take profits there. If you're a new trader, you need to wait on NQ to take the low. We're currently consolidating. We got that beautiful break retest on the 15th. Well, let's just start with the 30 and work our way back. There's a few different things. When each time frame confirms the move down, the better move. So right off the bat here, NQ, 30 minute. And a lot of traders look the same exact way. We're in a downtrend, first off. Secondly, it comes back up, it consolidates, pushes right back up. But when it comes back up, it fails to make a new high there. So automatically, if it comes up and it fails to touch it by 1 cent, it makes it bearish immediately. Short here. All right. So came up, failed to make a new high there, makes it bearish immediately. This right here is all consolidation from 102 to 555. Currently on the 15-minute, we got a break retest downside. So it looks like this. It comes up. Also on the pivot 30 and the 60, when they come up, they double top and they come back. So here's the larger trend where it came down. And then here's today. It pulled back, and the next time it came up, it failed to make a new high, making it bearish. We come back down, we retest the lower pivot. Right? So what supports now resistance over here. Every time it breaks the low, it's short. We pull back here, huge wick on it. So it shows a lot of selling pressure on it. Of course, the best entry is when it breaks the low, low a day. And then a 5-minute. Currently consolidating. Now, the lows and the highs are very important. Even on the 5-minute, they're important. Right here's the low. If it comes down, it fails to touch the low by 1 penny. It's bullish, and it could just be short term. All of this is a consolidation. Let me draw a little bit cleaner here. In between these bodies here, it's resistance support. This is a sideways move in the lower part of range, so we're still bearish on the day. It's consolidating. So your best trades will be on the lowest wick or the highest wick in the range, and it's safer, of course, if you take that wick there. But by the time you get up there, your target's here, and there's just the risk reward stuff. So now, of course, within Q, the moves are so big, you can definitely play it. It's best to trade with the overall trend, which is down. So anytime you can take out the low, pushing the higher trend down, you get a better trade, of course. Right now, we're consolidating. Chopping. So, if you're a new trader, your best trades come outside of consolidation and back through large candles. So, if we looked at the 60, if it breaks consolidation, it continues down that large scale on the 60-minute. Remember, your best trades come outside. Move this up a little bit. Move my limit up to 76 here. Anyways, come back to this large candle right here on the 60. And if we look at the 30-minute, it's a smaller group of green candle, which means it's clean price action. Short here. It's a big pop up. Let's close that one out. Anyway, when it takes the low of this candle out right here, it's back to clean, a clean candle, clean price action until support. So body, wick, pivot, targets. Maria.
Jerry, can you go over how to use a trail stop
On
on,
TOS,
I don't really know how to use it at all.
on
Like if you have a
TOS,
bracket order and I don't know, how do you use it on Active Trader?
okay, so if you set a when you open up when you open a trade up, the easiest way I found to do is you can right click, but you can make a bracket order and place a trailing stop. Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's make a template. Just put a trail stop on it like that. And then on your limit, you can leave a limit on there or take it off. All right.
Oh, so you can have both a trail stop and a limit. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
Now-
it works by wherever you entered the price, it'll trail that by $1 and it'll just move up $1 every time the price moves up.
It moves with the price. Yeah. So say it came up to 259 and then it starts to come back down. As long as it stays when say it's $1, you won't be stopped out. Then it moves up to say 260. Then it comes back to 259. It'll stop you out instantly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it'll trail it. So what I used to do when I first started messing around with them, I would set like a 1 cent trail stop, and I would scalp the open with just a tight trail stop, and that way I would catch a spike. So say it spiked up, especially on the spread, option spread, I would show it here. I would put a really tight spread so I could catch the very top or the very bottom of the spread. Yeah. Now, if you're going to use a trail stop, of course, you got to give enough room to give it where you can get the most movement out of it. So a good way to stop or use a trail stop is using ATR.
So,
Or-
okay, so for example, Amazon on the 30-minute, it would have been good to use a trail stop when it broke that inside candle, since it had a long way to go down.
On the 30-minute or
But yeah, on the 30-minute.
yeah.
So when it has like at least, I don't know, 20, 30 points, then you can use a trail stop to get most of the move.
Oh yeah.
So instead of probably moving your stops up on the 5-minute, you would try to use the trail stop to just get as much as you could.
Yep. You can basically stay in the trade as long as it continues in your direction.
Okay.
You can sit through some of the pullbacks. You want to kind of measure the candles too, though. So you want to see what the average height of the candle is. And that'll kind of dictate what your stops at or what your trail stop is. Because if a candle's like, say, candle's $5, average candle's $5, you may want to set your stop around that. Or if it's close to open and price is pushing up or down, you can put it a lot tight. That way, if it hits the very bottom and starts to tick back up, you can catch the bottom without having to watch it.
When you're measuring the candles, would you measure it and then do half of it? Or all of it?
You could. It really depends how much you want to give back,
Mhm.
you know. But the average size pullback's 50%, sometimes a lot less, especially if the trend's strong.
Yeah.
And when it hits the trail stop too, it's gonna mark it. So you're not only gonna be down. I mean, if it's a winning trade, it's a winning trade, but you give up the spread. So you're gonna add in slippage too. So maybe a good idea just to, if you want to try to stay in the trend as long as possible, just trail on the 15.
Okay.
Just put like a hard stop in place. And your best trade, your best stops, to stay in the trend as long as possible is going to be on these minor pivots. So on the 15 here, it would be here, here, here. If it was moving up, you put your pivot there. But again, you don't want to give it so much either at the same time.
Well, you could use a trail stop and then just make it smaller as you get closer to your target, right?
Yeah, there you go. That's a damn good idea. I like hands-on, I like to sit there and just watch the trade and manage it that way. But of course, I don't use a hard stop unless I'm in profits pretty good. And then what I'll do is I'll actually set a hard stop in place.
Well, because for example, when it went, my target on this last big move was the pivot on the 5, which was yesterday's low of day. And so I was trying to sell when it got close to it. But if I'd been using a trail stop, I would have been able to catch that extra $10 that it moved down.
Yeah, right there on the spike, the low of day.
Yeah. So I would have, I was using stops and trailing on the 5, but I think if I was using a trail stop and trailing on the 5, since I knew that pivot was a major like point of low of day, then I could have used a trail stop to get the rest of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and also too, what you can do is put a hard stuff in place just to lock in what profit you got, and that gives it a chance to push on down. At that point, you just roll your stop on down to lock in as much as you can.
You can also set it to take your profit if I understand you right, if you plan to sell at that last spike, you could put a target profit in there to take it.
Yeah,
if
I
you hit
took
it.
profits when it got
Okay.
maybe like a couple dollars away from the pivot. And if I had capital, I would have re-entered, but I think if I'd been using the trail stop, I could have put it at that target and then just had the price do it for me.
Right. I understand. It sounded like you wanted to take everything off at the target. And if
Yeah.
you want to take everything off of the target, you can put a take profit. You can take it all off there too, and you don't have to think about it. You don't need to stop. You need to what? I don't know what you think of it, but
The limit
target
order.
price.
Yeah, I
You
had
take
it both
take
in.
the you
I
take
had
the
both the
target
limit-
price and you set the target price, and it closes you where your final target is.
Yeah, I had a limit order in
Okay.
and a stop loss in.
Okay.
It's just hard to tell what the price is going to be on the option.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I kind of have to just move the line a little bit above the other line.
And keeps pushing up here, guys. We'll come back up to retest pivot on the 15 and the 5. Yeah, there's a bunch of different ways. There's a bunch of different ways to run stops and trail and all that stuff. Yeah.
On those breaks like that, Jerry, are you adding? Is that what is?
I'm scalping. I'm just scalping. Let me pull up NQ. So when it gets up to 5 or 6 points, I'll exit. I'll take profits on it. When it rolls back just a hair, I'll re-add. I'll roll back up.
Okay.
Because a pullback can be 10 points. So when it pulls back, when I see a short spike down in the uptrend, what I'll do is when it pulls back and it starts to push back up, I'll re-enter back to the top side, back in direction of trend. Now it could be a break retest on the 15 back to pivot. It could start to roll back over and come back down. I don't know just yet. Breaking through pivot right this second. So the next target would be pivot on the 5. Massive moves in today. I'm gonna close that one out. Support's too far away. Support on this one's down here at $54. The A plus setup is basically a group of candles that come back through one singular large candle, and it could be on the lower time frames. You can identify it by a stack of candles with little to no wicks, which you basically add them together to find the trade. Here's one right here on MQ on the week. This pattern happens in all time frames. So it's right here. The candle opens up. All right. The next candle opens, it fails to make a new high. This right here is consolidation. But if you add this candle here together, it's one solid candle. The time frame doesn't matter for the price. It's the pattern. The pattern is the only thing that remains the same, regardless of price or time. But there's consolidation, and you want to get in as early as possible. You want to get in when it breaks consolidation. And on the large candles, you'll target 50% of the candle. They open low. It happens all the time. There's one here, back to the top side. There's a reversal, back to the downside. One here. There's one here. What you want to look for is when you're looking to your left, you want to see large candles. Now, there's a video on resources called Candlestick Math, and you don't need to understand how to see dojis and shooters and stuff like that, hammers. You want to be able to add these large candles together to see one large one. These three candles here is one large candle. A lot of times you can see it if you're looking at the lower time frames. You'll see it on the 4-hour daily. Right? Check the bands here. Right here's one. Here's a large candle. All right, there's consolidation. So it breaks it, retest it back to the downside. So the next entry would be here. You would target 50% of the candle, be open low. Here's another one here. This is one huge red candle, and actually comes up from here. So consolidation. It breaks out, and of course, the first target be 50%. The next chance to rebuild this candle here on the pullback. It's deadly though on all time frames. I would practice compound the candles so you can see one large candle on the higher time frames instantly. Your best compound tools will just be a group of candles with no consolidation or chop in it. All right, so not all large candles are created equal. Let me pull back up 5 minute here. I'll show you. Right here, this is one solid red candle. It's clean. There's a little bit of support resistance here, but not much. The larger the candle, the better the move. The quicker it can come back down. Right here, here's an A+ one. Now at higher low, we're currently inside. So if it breaks the low of this candle here, this is one great big candle. All right, so we target the open and 50% of that candle in 5 minutes. They happen on all time frames. So if it breaks this low, first off, this is consolidation here. When it takes out this low, it makes a lower low, which is a downtrend. So lower high, it takes out that's a lower low, and we get 50% on it. So let's short it right here. We'll aim for 50% of candle. So right there. It pulls back. We'll take it back down to open. Ooh, where's $10? So it don't take much. It's an A+ setup here. You'll always get 50%. And the thing is, when you see the large candle, the trend at this point doesn't matter. And here's why. First off, this is super clean. Secondly, there's a bunch of stops in here. Right? So when this thing comes down, it starts running those stops. It pushes price down quickly. Now, when it hits 50%, that's an actual fib level too. So it's just a common pullback area. So you want to take profits at 50%. Now, a lot of times it'll come back down to open low. Right? And the reason being it runs the stops, pushes the price down. Once it hits target or the open, a lot of times it'll just reverse completely. Because after it's done around the stops, it moves over. So don't be greedy with them. So see how it hit 50%? If it takes the lower current candle out, we can come back down to open. So lower high. This candle here opened up is a lower high. When it takes out this candle here, it makes a lower low. So a downtrend is a lower high and a lower low. Here's one. It's a big green candle here. There's your lower highs. It breaks this point here. You would target 50%, the open, the low, 50%, open, low, pivot. We're back in a downtrend here. It came up. It failed to make a new low here, so it's coming back down. Also, when it pulls back, we want to say there is a resistance level here and here. So I'm looking to see how far this thing pulls back to see if it finds any resistance in this area.
Can I ask you about that, Jerry? You often say that. You say, I'm watching to see how far it pulls back.
Mhm.
But when do you make a decision? I mean, how do you decide about what action to take when you are waiting to see how far it pulls back?
If I'm in a downtrend, I'm looking to see how far it pulls back. So right now we're pushing down. Now, I'm also aware that we're in a consolidation. So all this is a sideways move or chop. If I'm scalping it, I'm coming back to this large candle here. So I'm seeing if it starts to bounce here and starts to wick back down, or this area here, I'll look at scalping it back to the downside. So we're in a downtrend, come back to this large candle. When it starts to reject off this, I will short. Now, I want it to start reacting as quick as possible. When it starts to pull back more than 50, 60%, I start to get worried.
Okay.
So I want it, the best trends are going to be, 30%. Ooh. So yeah, the strongest trend is going to be the lowest pullback.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, I often hear you say I'm watching to see how far it pulls back, and then I'm never quite sure
Yeah, I'm
how to
sorry.
how to
It's-
decide on what that means.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked the question because if you don't know, a lot of people, other people don't. So when price is pushing up, an average size pullback is 50%, but the narrower the pullback, the stronger the trend. Now, when they start pulling back, 50% or 60%, the trend is weaker. So if we get a shallow pullback, 30%, then the trend is strong.
All right,
So that's just how I look at it.
super.
So right here, this thing pulled back roughly 25% of that range, continues to sell off there. Which is from the downtrend. Take profits right there, hit target again. Now it's through the large green candle, so all the stops have been ran through here. Now, can it keep on coming down? Yeah, that's a major support level. So if you're new traders, you really need to wait till it breaks the lowest wick in this range. Now you can take it long over this candle here, but again, there's resistance right here. You just gotta wait. Now, if it pulls back this time, here's what I'll be looking for. This right here is a major resistance level, support area. I'm seeing if it respects this area. Now it can creep back up in there just a little bit, and that's okay. Price expands, and here's why. People put their stops right on that damn line there. All right, they'll put their stops right on these bodies, right horizontal. Right, and what they're doing is they're running the stops right this second. So their expansion, even with twin candles. And also, we're right in the middle. So first off, this is all consolidation or sideways move chart. And here's the range of that. It's this wide. We're also right in the middle of it. Right? So we're basically in the worst place to be currently. If it's trending one way or the other, it's okay. But if it starts to hesitate in the center, you really want to wait on further direction. So here's right down here, all the wicking and stuff that happen here. It's a major. This entire area is a support level. Just like this entire area here is resistance. So anything can happen in this range. The top side or the downside. So again, your best trades come outside this range. The lowest wick would be a short entry. And you could take it long and be aggressive over this area here, but your target's only going to be pivot. So if you're going to take it long, it's best to wait till you get a retest. And it can happen in single candle. So a candle can break this, wick back, all right, find support and push back up. At that point, you can take it long or current candle high.
Do you ever look at smaller time frames to see that happen?
Every once in a while, in the evening times mostly, like later in the day, 8 or 9 to 10 o'clock. If I'm going to trade, I might pull up the 1 minute just to kind of see direction. Yeah. So when they're consolidating like that, I'll look to see if it's making higher highs and higher lows, or lower highs and lower lows. So a lot of times it'll hit a flat spot, and I'm seeing if it's making higher highs. That'll give me direction break.
Yeah, I was just wondering about that because as a kind of a newbie, right, it's hard for me to decide what's going on in that candle that you see, right? It'll come back to something and I'm like, well, I don't know if that means anything or not.
Yes, sir.
And I would think that on a smaller time frame, maybe I could see it.
Yeah, yeah. The smaller time frame, it's like a double-edged sword because you can kind of see what's going on, but at the same time, a reversal on the 1 minute could just be a pullback on the 5 minute, and on the 15, it might not even register. So you got to be careful. It's okay to look into a micro trend or a micro consolidation, something like this right here. But you gotta be careful because there's so much noise there. It's hard to read. Walmart short right here. X is short as well. So I took Walmart short yesterday. I was a day early though. I ended up stopping out on it. Walmart continues to sell off here. So right here, that wick, one of those sellers there. If it breaks that wick, you can take it short, but there's this level of support right here. And you can tell it because of the wicking. And also, if you've not heard him say it before, the wicks are more important than the bodies are. And the reason being, the bodies, the open and close, is held to time, whereas the wicks are free to roam. So when a wick comes down and stops, it hits a hidden level of support resistance. It hits buy orders and sell orders. And the larger the rejection, the stronger the level is. So all my entries will come off of wicks. The larger entries will be off of wicks. Because first off, there's a lot of buying right here on that wick. So it takes a lot of selling to break through that level. So the sellers are going to step up and push it down. If it breaks that wick, we'll target the next lower wick. Target will be here. But again, we're right back in the middle. So we're in the middle of the chop, right, Deb, in the middle of it. So it's not predictable. Your best trades as a new trader is outside this range, hands down. So it's best to wait on setup at this point. It's patience comes into play. This entire area here support, and you want to wait until it breaks the lowest wick in this range for entry. And if it's going to be a really safe trader, you'll not do anything until it breaks and you get a retest to the downside, and you'll enter under power count low at that point. Twitter's dying here. Yeah. There's another rejection. Now it's ugly because first off, it made a lower high or lower low, sorry. And now it's expanding. So it can come back up this time and take out these candles. But it's chop. It's a pure chop. Put it on here. Money. Now you combine these candles here, it's a solid candle. So this, if you want to be technical, we have a red candle up to here. Right now, this is a solid red candle. And if you add these candles, and you come straight across from the top of this candle here, you get a red candle. A red candle, a red candle, a red candle. There's the top of that candle there. So if we go directly left, there's another red candle. There's a high of that candle. There's another one. And when I'm looking at these solid candles, especially what I'm doing is I'm looking left and dragging up. All right, I'm just doing it instantly though. Right here, we're making higher lows. This is higher, even though it's not much higher. It's a little bit higher. It doesn't matter though. It's not going to do nothing until it can break that pivot. So higher time frame, it looks like a rejection. And from here, it's back in the trend.
While we're here, Derek, can you comment on where you look at volume? I don't see it on this 5 minute when we often, right? You're
Yeah.
talking about the 5, but you'll be like volumes going up, and I wonder where you're looking at
Yeah.
that.
So it's on the 15, but
Okay.
also I can see it in the candle.
Oh, right. You've said
And
that before.
I'll explain it. Okay, so it's easier to spot earlier in the day, but I'm doing it by looking at the bodies of the candles. And it's longer here, guys. Now we're back at resistance level here. Resistance is right here. As volume decreases or increases, the bodies will get taller or get larger. So here's the open. First off, we get these large candles here as volume increases, and this is a massive reversal. And you can see it too as the day progresses, or you can see an increase or decrease. So here, this morning it was volume increase. The bodies are getting larger. And then sometimes you'll see that the bodies will start to get smaller. So volume's decreasing. But a lot of times I'll look at the 15 minutes. So if I'm looking, say, for a breakout midday, or if it's going to break high day or breaking a pivot, I'll look at the 15-minute volume. Right? There's volume on the 5-minute, but all my signals, like if I'm playing tickers and stuff like that, all the signals I get will come from the 15 because they're a larger signal. And it's a larger move as well. It's cleaner. It's not so much noise on the 15. But here's this thing started to sell off here. You heard me maybe say earlier, volume's increasing. And if you look at the bodies on these candles, you'll see that they went from small, a little bit bigger, and they got bigger and bigger as they went down. Then volume started to pick back down here. But a lot of times, volume will lead a break, whether it's a move to the top side or down side. And this one, the volume picked up as it sold off, and it broke under this candle here. And if you want to be really technical, it broke here. Volume starting to decrease, and we know that's going to happen because it's after 10:30. So your best moves happen in the first hour of the day because there's volume and momentum. Put it along here. Now price is pushing up. There's still resistance up here, and we know there's major resistance because of the wicking. Now, if it breaks this level, and more specifically the tallest wick in the range, this is one solid red candle. All right. Now it's clean. This candle's clean until it gets to here, all right, which means price can move up to these levels quickly. Up here, there's a lot of resistance. Right? The more touches, the stronger it is. There's major resistance here, and there's a shit ton up here because every time price gets close to this area, rejects. So we're pushing back up. We're actually breaking it right this second. Looking for a pullback in it so I can hop in. I gotta make sure it's not expansion too. You gotta be careful. So the 5 minute lets me see exactly what's going on. It lets me see, well, I got more information because there's more candles. If we're looking at the 15, it bottoms out here and starts making higher lows and higher highs. So these are actually higher highs. At the same time, there's major resistance up here. And we know it because price has wicked 3 different times currently. Currently wicking. But as long as it's making these higher lows, it's still bullish. So, and higher highs. Ideally, we want to see it break this level here and retest. So when it breaks this level. But the key is when you're taking these reversals, you want to hop in as soon as you can. Because by the time it just ran from here back to the top, it's exhausted. So you want to get in this trend as soon as possible. Taking back long, rejection at the bottom. Now on the 5 minute, there's a pivot. There's also a pivot on the 15. Now, anytime anybody has questions, feel free to ask. Now, if we look at the 60, it's starting to cut a little bit. Now, it's ugly. It's super ugly. But if we look at it currently, it's higher low. Mm, 16. Big candle here. If we can break out, and it did make a higher high here. This is currently a higher low. We can quickly come right back up to the top of this candle. And of course, the first target would be 50%. This would be an A+ setup. All right, so here's consolidation. There's a higher low. It needs to go solid green and start coming back up. Your target would be 50% from entry, the open high. And it would be nice if it came back up to take out this pivot here. Sure. Sure. Mm. So now it's trying to come back down. It could go right back outside the candle here. It wants to. So there's expansion. It can come back down and expand this if it wants to. Short again.
Can we see all 4 charts again, Terry?
Oh yeah, yeah. Short again here, guys. Make sure you're taking profits along the way. We're right back in the middle of the chop. Now we expand that range 3 different times, so it's a good idea to draw a trend line. Now I can kind of see it, but what we want to do is there's 3 touches right here, so I want to be aware of it when it comes back down. It's coming down, but it's still bullish. If we start breaking this trend line here, more specifically this lower pivot right here on the 5 minute, then we can come back down to 12,170. Holy shit. Oh, damn. I couldn't get rid of it fast enough. I was at $30. Man, I was trying to put lemon in there. It just ran up. But jumped off our trend line there, pushing right back up again. Push back up here. Woo, another 20 points. It don't take much. These candles are huge. This red candle here. So it is 80 points. Don't take much. Long. So you can get back to the top here. 5 points. We're watching here in a 5 minute. Still making higher highs, higher lows here. Currently inside. If it breaks this high, this candle here, we can go back to the top. Long. There's 10 points. Long. 5 points. Long. Right back in the chop. Again, if you're new, you should wait. It needs to break one side or the other to chop. I'm gonna go ahead and close that one out. Yeah. Again, chopper and chopper as the day goes on. I'm fixing to call it here. We're right back in a massive choppy chop. Now you can make money in here, but it's just not safe. You can tell it's choppy because of all the wicks on it. All right, so look at the 1530. This is not something you typically want to trade. So again, wait till it breaks the high or the low. Your safest trades. And it'll happen. It'll happen today. Probably after 2 o'clock. If I had to guess, I say it pops up above this right here and we come right back up to the high. Okay? But there's a chance that it comes back down to, who knows. This is all consolidation. It's in the lower part of the day's range. So it could pull right back down to the low of day and continue to sell off on the 60. So right there, there's a measure move candle here on the 62. It's 280 points wide. So I guess it's right around 12,200 will be measure move target. Now it's gonna be aggressive if it breaks the low of this candle here. It will be short. The target will be the wick on the 5 minutes. So if it takes out the low of this candle, so 229, target will be 50% this wick here, and then the wick. It's short here. So we're gonna break it. Last trade, I'm gonna call it here. All right, I'm gonna take profits right there, guys. I'm gonna call it. It's just not safe in this range. I'm gonna wait until I get a better entry on this thing. So again, if it breaks the high, it'll be long. If it breaks a little bit short. Either way, it can be a nice move. If it breaks the top side, we got this huge red candle coming through. If it breaks a little, we got a big green candle. So either way, it's gonna be nice. Short it again. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you so much, and I will catch you in the morning. So thank you very much. Have a great day.
See you.
Yes, sir. You're very welcome.